Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. I hope you guys are having a great day. Let's talk about Palantir Technologies as it is continuing to set this 52-week year-to-date high and now at the 25s. The question is, could the momentum, can the catalyst, and can the theology of Palantir hitting the 30s be in the realm of possibilities? Now, with that being said, before we get too far, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos, and of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm just collecting the data and dispatching it to you. But for the bulls out there that have been celebrating the leg up on PLTR, the momentum that we've seen, closing at 25, this is a big accomplishment for the stock, considering with that Q4 wonderful earnings that they were reported, the breakout that was experienced, taking PLTR from the 16s now up to the 25s. One thing to be considered is that there is a lot of volatility here in the near future, and that is because Palantir really hasn't experienced a ton of trading activity at these price levels, especially in recent history. Looking at the micro levels of support here, you see Palantir actually building these small levels at the 23. Even though they're not strong, a little bit of a consolidation here could be really important for that next leg up for PLTR. Now, of course, a correction could come at any time if there's any type of profit cascade or any big changes in the global macroeconomic market. But however, looking at that, you see basically consolidation on the actual general market indexes. And with PLTR, let's talk about toggling over here to the options, looking at the call activity and the implied volume on the actual strike prices, looking at the 27 and even at the 30, over 10,000 call volume at the $30 strike price, which means here at the end of the week expirations, that to be considered, a lot of people are taking a short-term bullish bet on PLTR. Will resistance be holding here at the 25s, and what kind of trading will happen here? That's only going to happen with time. But let's talk about some of the potential catalysts that we have seen and the big things that we have seen for PLTR, and that is its massive free cash flow margins. One particular thing and a big success that we saw in the Q4 earnings was that Palantir Technologies would power its free cash flow margins to 50% in Q4. And this really does have huge implications on the future of the actual stock success and looking at its cash balance sheet. This means that roughly half of every sales dollar incurs no cash cost. This is very beneficial to a company that this actual cash that they have on hand with nearly zero debt on their balance sheet means that they have a lot of money to put into future resources and development of technology. This also means when the market does become bearish at any time, so there's any large swings in the market, Palantir has a large cushion to hold on compared to some of the other AI stocks out there that are even much more speculative and are not yet profitable. And particularly looking at that, what we've seen and with the free cash flow, looking here at Seeking Alpha, the free cash flow growth is getting all A grades from the Seeking Alpha data analytics platform right here. You can see that their actual leverage free cash flow growth year over year has 121%, and that its operating cash flow growth year over year is at 218%. Now let's take a second to thank the sponsor of this video, Seeking Alpha. And as you guys have probably seen, I actually utilize Seeking Alpha on a daily basis to conduct all my research and to create content for you guys in the most non-biased approach that I can possible. And what I love about Seeking Alpha, and as we've particularly been looking at Palantir within the last few months, is that their data analytics gives me nearly any piece of information that I want to know about a particular stock. And this goes across the board for thousands of different stocks. You get exclusive access to things like earnings transcripts. You also get the bullish and the bearish perspective with many different analysts here, so that way you guys can actually formulate your own opinions and take your own positions on a particular stock. I really like Seeking Alpha because any information that I need, I can get it on there. So if you want access to this kind of data, make sure you check out my affiliate link down below. You get 20% off using that link, and that comes with a free 7-day trial. Check out out the link, and I don't think you guys will be disappointed. Back to the video. And looking at some of the other top investors that are investing in disruptive technologies like Cathie Wood, some of the biggest stocks that are on her list that she is still accumulating is Palantir. And it has more than tripled since the start of last year in terms of the shares that have soared. Now, talking about that in the stock surge and Wood's increasing position on Palantir is that she is investing in a disruptive technology. And on top of that, not just Cathie Wood that is investing in more of these speculative stocks, you also have Palantir that has received multiple different price upgrades from a variety of different analysts right here. For example, Citi upgraded the shares from a sell to a neutral, doubling its price target. And we've seen this among even some of the bearish people that have perspective on Palantir stock upgrading their price target. And that is really the big question, is how do you view Palantir stock right now? And one of the biggest elephants in the room that I would agree with Yahoo Finance right here is its valuation. But however, Palantir has always really carried a high valuation behind this. We've seen this with many different tech stocks within the industry, but it is a bit frothy at 76 times its forward earnings. However, what I've always looked at Palantir, and in my personal opinion, looking at valuation, this is really a barometer, a gauge on what the future, basically analytics and expectations are for PLTR. And this is why right now a lot of people are paying a premium because they're expecting PLTR to continue to grow. And with that, the valuation behind it continues to soar. And in the wake of the fourth quarter right here, they have earned a lot of analysts' trust now. And we've seen that with the upgrading in their price targets. And with that being said, the guidance and has continued to beat consensus right here is that the forecast for 2024 is ahead of the consensus estimates, as the company does anticipate a full year revenue to land at 2.66 billion. And one of the biggest catalysts that we have seen for PLTR is the actual demand in AI growth. This is continuing to grow, and we've seen this not just with PLTR, but also with other big stocks out there, particularly even if we just look at NVIDIA right here, hitting highs here at 746. Just a few months ago, this stock was at $500. So the growth that we've seen right here, and will Palantir have its NVIDIA moment? That could happen at any time. Now hitting that fifth quarter of GAAP profitability, we know that Palantir fits the inclusion for the S&P 500. The question just is, when will that happen? And if it does happen, what will happen to its price? What we've typically seen on a historical index for stocks that are included in the S&P 500 is typically about a 5% increase in their valuation, just due to the amount of different funds that are tracking the S&P 500 index. But interesting to see here. What do you guys think is going to be happening to Palantir continuing on throughout this year? Will we see a pullback, or will Palantir possibly be testing the 30s here in the near future? I'll catch you guys later. Peace out and take care.